Greetings adventurers, my name is Kramer, and I'm filming this after filming the rest of the video because it's not actually the video that I thought it was going to be, and I want to explain to you what you're about to see. So I was putting on the pieces that I have left over after my wardrobe cleansing. I'm planning on putting together my warm weather kit so that I can go out into the deserts of Utah and film outside. And I thought that what I was doing was putting together that ranger kit. But actually what I discovered is that I don't have everything that I need and I'm not happy with what I was able to put together. So you're gonna see that in real time. Okay, so starting off, I am wearing the green, brownish ranger tunic from Faire and Faire that I have. I've worn this in a couple videos, but not a ton. But now that I live in the desert, it's going to become a staple of my kit. It goes down to just below my knees. It's quite long. The pants that I'm wearing are just the standard sort of like Renaissance fair pants. They are linen. They're fairly nice. I don't, again, remember where I got them, but these are the pants that I'm gonna use from now on because they are incredibly comfortable, they are airy, and they allow me a lot of movement. I did originally try on the ranger pants that come with the Bergschneider Ranger kit. As much as I like them because they have pockets and I think that the ties around the legs do help with keeping Winnengas secured, that's leg wraps. I actually found that it also made it so that I couldn't lift my legs very high, and given that I live in a rocky area and I will likely be doing climbing here or there, or at least having to walk, I like that in these pants I have a lot of leg mobility, whereas in those other ones, I actually don't. So these are the pants that I'm going to be wearing. The shoes that I'm wearing are my leather turn shoes. I made them a couple months ago, and I've been wearing them ever since. I do have a video talking about these, and I will do more in-depth tests with them once I have this all set up and I can actually go outside. So next we're gonna go ahead and put on the doublet that comes with the Bergschneider Ranger kit. As I've said before, one of the things that I would change about this is that it is a lace up front, which I find very tedious. But ultimately I do like the way it looks. It almost has that sort of Athelian Ranger jerkin sort of vibe, especially with the detachable gambeson sleeves. And there, I'm not wearing a lot of layers. The Athelian Rangers do have a tabard that sort of comes down in the front here, so I'm gonna see if I can sort of model something after that. And I'm a little concerned about these because even though my armpits are exposed, these are very thick. Looking at this in the recording monitor, I don't know, it almost feels a little Game of Thrones for whatever reason. Maybe it's the collar? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what it is yet. I'm gonna go ahead and try my other Ranger jerkin that I use with my Aragorn look, and then see what happens if I put that doublet over it. See if I can sort of mimic that tabard look. But you'll notice that this one has ties on the front, which I much prefer, actually. It's a little weird having the shorter jerkin over the even longer tunic. Putting the belt over it does help a little bit, I think. I mean, I guess I could just wear this. I don't know, it feels in between because it's not quite an Aragorn Ranger, not a Dunedain Ranger look, because his tunic is either the same length or shorter than his jerkin, so it doesn't have this sort of stepping feature. But the Athelian Rangers have the stepping feature, but I don't look like an Athelian Ranger yet. Yeah, again, this, I don't know, I feel like I look like a green Jon Snow or something almost. It's the shoulders. It's the shoulders, isn't it? Because they have this sort of like flare that goes out. It reads very sort of 15th century 1400s rather than Middle Earth, which sort of has like a rounder silhouette. It's very structured. I mean, I do have this neck gorget, which I suppose does help with the Athelian Ranger look because they also have that, but I'm putting on a lot of thick gambeson pieces now, and I can already feel myself overheating, and I'm standing inside with the AC on, so this clearly isn't really gonna work outside, so this also serves no real purpose for me, so I'm not gonna wear it. Let me put on a cloak. Okay, that does help round off the shoulders a little bit. I'm not gonna do vambraces because I'm gonna be in the desert, and it's leather on your forearm and it's hot, so I'm not doing that. I think it's also this. I think it's also just this cut-off doublet look here. I don't know, I really thought that this was gonna look like an Athelian Ranger, but it doesn't to me. And let me see if I can explain this. Take off the cloak here, because even if the cloak looks more like a Ranger, I'm not gonna wear it outside all the time. Cloaks are, They're accessory pieces. I can't wear it all the time, especially if I'm actually gonna be traveling around. That's not what a cloak is for. A cloak is to keep you warm, it's to keep you dry, it's to keep you cozy. I wouldn't wear it in combat or if I was traveling if I didn't need to. Yes, it's linen, yes, it will provide some sunshade. So that's like the idea, but I'm not just gonna like wear it all the time. But what I'm trying to show about the silhouette of this doublet, right? Because the Athelian Ranger jerkin, it's almost like a very light, like leather attempt at armor, whereas this very much does look like a 1400s doublet with gambeson sleeves attached. So if I pick up this sword, I don't feel like this looks very Lord of the Rings to me. If anything, it feels like I'm in the Renaissance with a much longer tunic than I'm supposed to have. But, I mean, they had long swords in the Renaissance, but it still feels Renaissance. The sword doesn't make it suddenly feel Middle-earth to me. And I almost feel like it works better, it looks more natural if I'm holding a rapier. Just because of the doublet. And to try to further prove this point, if I take the doublet off and I pick up the longsword again, all of a sudden this looks more Middle-earth again. I'm not saying that I don't like the Bergschneider doublet. I do. I like it a lot. I think it is very versatile, but it's not doing what I want it to do for this Ranger look. What should I do? Uh-oh. I'm gonna try to switch out the gambeson sleeves on the tunic to my black ones that go with my personal black gambeson rather than the bigger brown ones that go with the actual Bergschneider kit, just to see if the thinner sleeves help at all. And while I'm at it, I think I'm gonna take this off too. I think it's either one or the other. I would need like an actual tabard. This is just too many layers as it is, like I'm already getting hot. Yeah, that actually, that actually does help. Why does that help so much? Let me know in the comments below, like, am I crazy or like, does that actually help a lot? Because I think it's because they're so much thinner, and maybe it's the color difference too. But I genuinely think it's because they're so much thinner, I no longer look, I'll do a side by side, I no longer look quite as like bulky and structured, and I think that's what's helping give it like more of a Lord of the Rings silhouette, because I feel like Lord of the Rings is almost, how would I describe it? Lord of the Rings, the Peter Jackson costumes for the different Ranger characters, they're almost sort of, they're like romantic. They're like romanticized. There's sort of like an openness and a vulnerability. I feel like I've talked about this before, actually. And adding too many layers and too much structure makes it feel like really aggressive, and I feel like that's what the Game of Thrones silhouette is. Yeah, now all of a sudden I feel like this doesn't work. I feel like Game of Thrones is just a lot more like militarism aggression than Lord of the Rings is. I'm in that spot right now where like what I have like technically works, but I just feel like it's not, I feel like it's not enough, you know? I mean, you gotta put more accessories and stuff on, and the cloak is an accessory. It was the sleeves, really? It was the gambeson sleeves the whole time, really? Because I feel like this works all of a sudden. I've gotta be a crazy person. I've got a different cloak. This is the one that came with the Bergschneider Ranger kit itself. It's got sleeves in it, so it's like half a cloak, half a really long vest. I can already tell this isn't gonna work. Yeah, no, all of a sudden we have stopped. I mean, it looks nice, but we're not Lord of the Rings anymore. I need a katana or something. That would be cool, but it's not quite the look I'm going for. Again, it's sort of like, it widens me too much. That's what it is. It's that the Lord of the Rings characters, they're vulnerable. It's because of what the story is about. They're fighting knowing that they're going to lose, and they're doing it anyway, and there's like a grace and a vulnerability to that. Whereas Game of Thrones, they're fighting thinking that they can win, or really hoping that they do, and that it's a different energy. I hope that makes sense. Let's see where my glove is. Is this actually gonna work? Can I use my bracelet to keep my glove closed? Oh my gosh, I'm a genius. I'm brilliant. I am doing this from now on. Oh, I can't believe that I never thought of doing that before. Probably satchels, pouches, bows, cloaks sometimes. I do think I need the tabard though. And maybe I can make like a thinner neck piece. Problem is when I wear a neck piece, it's really difficult to put a mic on. You know, I'm looking at this, which I thought I was going to put away. This is a 18th century frock coat from Mythalon that I don't really use for anything at all. I was gonna just put it away, but I'm wondering if, for the Aragorn look, can actually have some alterations done to make it like Aragorn's trench coat. And I've talked about this before, I think, about how Aragorn's ranger kit is very similar to like a long hunter from the 1700s in America. And is actually much less medieval. I mean, it doesn't really work, but it doesn't not work either, because there's enough about the rest of the garb that is medieval with the belt and the pouch and the jerkin that like this, it looks odd. It looks super anachronistic, name of the channel, but it doesn't look terrible. But if I took the big cuff sleeves off, so it was just a regular sleeve, and then I took off the stitching on the sides here, and I replaced the buttons with something that wasn't as metallic and nautical, this could actually really work. It's got the right neckline for Aragorn's coat too. And because it's not lined and it's a very thin canvas, this could actually work as something. You guys want to see a video where I take this thing apart and make it into an Aragorn coat? Because I feel like I want to do that. Even with the weird cuffs, this is like my favorite one so far. I have to be insane. I've got to be crazy. Why is this my favorite one? Is it just because it feels more like lived in and more practical? I mean, again, ignore the bells and whistles on the jacket and just pretend that I've taken them off already. Long coat or a cloak are quite similar in that they are both longer garments. They're gonna create their own shade when I'm out there. And I don't really wanna be wearing either one in the desert heat that much. But the thing is, I would rather wear a coat than a cloak, I think. Experiment, probably. But just in terms of traveling, because if I'm having to climb or I'm having to get over stuff, I don't wanna be wearing a very large blanket. But this, I can actually like move and do stuff in. I'm gonna modify it. I'm gonna do it. Yeah, it is also the shoulder silhouette for sure, slightly. I mean, the thinner gambeson sleeves do help. I mean, this is definitely more Middle Earth to begin with. Okay, so I guess in terms of putting together a ranger kit right this second with what I have left, I've failed. So now I don't know what this video is. Okay, so clearly I have some more work to do, but luckily as a result of this, I have some pretty interesting craft videos I might be able to do for you, so let me know in the comments below if you want to see that. I'm simultaneously confused and slightly enlightened at the same time, which causes me to be more confused, so I'm going to end it there. I will see you soon, and in the meantime I'd like to wish you good luck on your adventures.